All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we're going to give all praise and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who were well. Salutation and much love to you, Akim, out there pushing out this word in truth and sincerity. Laboring out there, making your life a living sacrifice and shalom as well to the men, women, and children, learning in truth and sincerity. And brothers from Great Millstone, Tampa, back with we're gonna make this as edifying as possible, but we're gonna bring out our testimony on spirit how certain brothers and elders speak on this guy Yahweh Paul, formerly of the San Francisco, the head of San Francisco camp. And we're gonna bring out our testimony, and as the scriptures say, I'll just start off with this. This is Deuteronomy 19 and verse 15. One witness shall not rise up against a man for any iniquity or for any sin, in any sin that he sinneth. At the mouth of two witnesses or at the mouth of three witnesses shall the matter be established. All right, so we're here in the mouth of two, or it's like three witnesses in this case. We're going to establish the matter, and just beware of guys like this. All right, because at one point we looked up to this man. All right, we have nothing but love and respect for him. All right, I've been to his house years ago. He been to our hell. We let him stay at our mom's crib before, and that was the weekend of what we're about to go into. It was Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, that we had to deal with this dude bugging the hell out. Okay, and we're gonna go into it, but again, we're just speaking the truth of what happened, what we witnessed that day. And your brother seen that Apostle Arama video earlier. He mentioned that somebody told him about him get evil Steve, right, punching Apostle in the face. He told us that, and we told because after this whole charades went down, we immediately hit up the elders and apostles. Okay, but he told us that personally, and more things which we're gonna go into, which nobody know. A lot of these guys that follow somebody get to draw disciples unto himself, because a lot of these guys that are coming up under him and trying, he ain't telling them the story of what happened, how he was a complete demon amongst brothers. And some of the things that we're gonna bring out to light. You think it's crazy. You see somebody on the street acting this way, you will look at him like this guy. Let's just say some random person in the street acting like he was them days. You would be like, yeah, that guy's a bug out. He got hella demons on him. And this is what we witnessed this man do. And he act like he a victim, and he never. Bro, I don't even know if he listening to this. Do you even remember them days, my friend? And we rebuking you out of love, really. But go ahead, you got that. And then we're gonna start on what happened. Go ahead.
All right. I'm not sure if this is the one with this Acts 20 and 30. Go away to start.
Yeah, that's it.
Acts 20 and 30, it says, also of your own selves shall men arise, speaking perverse things, to draw away disciples after them.
Yeah, that's why he's on a world tour, right? Going to the bug outs and the fallouts from Great Millstone, trying to draw the. And he this weekend that we're gonna go into, he was trying to draw us onto himself. He was trying to get us on his side with all the maniac shit he was spewing out. And when I say that, I sincerely mean that. The things he said. Listen, brother said that he used to tell brothers that he believed Apostle Har was King David. That's not what he told us that weekend. He was telling us that Apostle Har was Saul. He's of the house of Saul. I'm King David. He was telling us he was King David. He wanted to punch Apostle Rama in the face. And we sincerely rebuked him because at this time, again, we didn't know what was going on. He just came into town, wilding out, had a soundtrack and everything, the championship playlist. We listened to the same 5 songs about 3 days straight.
That was one thing that we noticed right away. Was that this man definitely had a spirit on him, because that was not the same person. He was not acting the same way he acted the times he came out here before. That we got a chance to fellowship with him. There was definitely something that was different, and it was the way he was acting, the way he was, speaking, and the things that he was doing. It automatically send off those alerts in your mind that something's not right here. you know, and then when he had that breakdown, that's when it all came out.
Right. And he was already bugging out. He already bugged out previously in different camps.
Right.
You know, we'll let them brothers speak on it, but he bugged out in Miami because we met up with him over here, and then we drove down to Miami with him. So we was stuck with him. Okay. And so just so you get the context of why we were stuck with him, we drove down to Miami with him.
Why we was with him, because
right.
You know, people don't understand. You know, you in your mind you were like, well, why were you around him while he was doing all this? Well, the fact was that he came to visit us here in Tampa, and then we were all driving down to Miami, and he just so happened to be the one that had the rental. You know, so that's just how it just played. The weekend had it played out, but through the Spirit, a lot ended up being said that weekend and done that ended up being brought up to the apostles, and then that's when a lot more started coming out. Okay,
and that's when all the brothers started coming. Yeah, he bugged out here too. He bugged out, which certain brothers already knew, but yeah, that took us by surprise, man. But again, that's why through the Spirit, these are the kind of men you need to watch out for. This guy is a bug out, and when we told the elders this, he was like, "Whoa, you can't just say that." And then we had a hell of examples though. And then the elder was like, all right, hold on, let me call the apostle. And we told the same story to them, and they're like, yeah, don't even communicate with this guy no more. All right. And that was because this was happened years ago, 2019, was it? We was looking at that photo of 2019. Okay. Mm-hmm. But we're just making this beware for you young brothers coming in. Don't fall for these lies. Because did you finish that verse?
Yeah. Let
me read it in the GMT. This is Acts 20 and verse 30. It states, the time will come when some men from your own group, remember, he was once amongst us. As Scripture says, if they were of us, they would have no doubt to continue with us. But if they were not, get that real quick about we're talking about verse 30 again. It says, the time will come when some men from your own group will tell lies to lead the believers away after them. See, they want misery loves company, as the saying goes in the world. Got that up?
This is 1 John chapter 2, verse 19. 1 John chapter 2, verse 19. And it reads, they went out from us, but they were not of us. Well, let me actually read up verse 18. 1 John 2 and 18. Little children, it is the last time, and as ye have heard that Antichrist shall come, or anti-Mashiach shall come, even now are they many anti-Mashiachs, whereby ye know that it is the last time, And the point I wanted to bring that up, man, is because a lot of times the guys who are against Mashiach, or not a lot of times, but some of the times, these guys that come up against the spirit of Yahushua isn't necessarily by coming up with a different doctrine. Right. It's going to be by the way that they treat you and try to paint an image in your mind, because that's all he tried to do that entire weekend with the apostles, with elder brothers, the brother Gad. He was the man was trying to portray certain men in a light that obviously, if you were through the spirit of power, Yahushua, we were able to do it. Yeah. We were able to know that there's always two sides to a story. And the scriptures say, understand first, then judge matters. So we understood that we didn't understand the whole thing. Yeah. But what we did know was that it seemed like we were being led to believe a certain way about brothers. Okay, and that's another way that a demon will hop on someone to try to take you away from the Most High, to try to take you away from that spirit of Yahushua, because Yahushua loved all his brothers, man. Right. Yahushua now, not one point in the scriptures was talking shit, talking about, I wish that brother and his son would die.
And his wife. We heard this, because we were like, yo, why are you saying this? We were like, yo, you got to chill with that. Because we were like, what? And he was trying to pit us against the brother. He was, because I went out there, San Francisco, I visited them brothers. And he was like, yeah, when you was out there, and that brother Gay, he was talking shit about you. And I was like, what? I didn't get that at all. I didn't feel like that at all. Like he was talking shit about me, like he didn't like me. And then it came out, he was making all this shit up. Because now me and Gad cool as hell. After that happened, me and Gad talked, and we talked for hours, man. And all of that was bullshit. He was trying to draw disciples into himself, man. So we're telling you, we know what spirit he's already in. We've seen it. Listen, as far as brothers in Great Millstone goes, we were the last brothers to be around this guy. Because he got suspended right when we was in Miami.
That's the night that he guy took over.
Right. And when we're talking about
they people talk about demonic possessions. We literally seen this man get tossed to and fro by different demons, and they had their own spirits and characteristics. That's how we knew, all right, another demon's here now. And then 30 minutes later will be another demon bugging out. And when we're talking about bugging out, I literally mean bugging out, screaming at people at the top of his lungs, out in public, bitch. All kind of random shit, bro. They were like, yo, it's the only way we didn't get into no fights or nothing happened. It was through the grace and mercy of Yahweh Bashim outside that this nigga was on some OD, doing way too much. And there was multiple witnesses the first night, Friday night. We met up in St. Pete, which he was trying to cause division then. Oh, this dude, Jake and our brother Shaw, he was like, yeah, he's a mole. He's an agent, yeah, because the brother had a mole on his face. He's like, yeah, that dude's a mole. He's an agent. And me and this brother, Ariel, we had to go 45, maybe 50 minutes out of our way to pick the brother up, then just to get to the restaurant. And this dude starts talking madness, talking about he's a mole because he got a mole on his face. So we had to take him all the way back right after we ate. And then we came all the way back to meet up with them again. And there was multiple witnesses. It was me, this brother, Elder Atazwan from Atlanta. The head brother Nahalia out there from Orlando, they were all here to witness that. Okay.
And at first, you hear an elder, someone who's been in the truth longer than you. You be like, man, is he seeing something that I'm not seeing?
Right.
You start to.
Ask questions like that.
Like, is this brother? Yeah, exactly.
He did the same thing in Miami to one of the brothers in the West Palm camp.
That same weekend.
Yep.
That same major brother. It was Yeshaya, which the elder brother out there in West Palm. Drive the brother back home after camp, man.
Right.
Brother, and the brother to this day,
that's causing division.
Okay. Yeah, man. Hey, man. It's just, these things are now coming out for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
There's a reason why, us three brothers here personally went through, the personal matters, because after that whole thing in Miami, that's when he ended up getting the call that he was suspended. And then we
after camp.
We were all pretty much stuck with him because we had no other way, to get back home, back here to Tampa. And that's just that same night, as soon as we got back to the hotel. Remember, he was trying to buy the 7 bottles of tequila.
Yep. That's another thing. He got a tequila demon on him. He ended up buying 3 or 4 bottles. It went from 7 to 3 or 4 because we in the liquor store and he wilding out, so he's not even looking at his phone. I guess one of the elders was trying to reach him and he ain't picking up the phone, so they call one of the brother, a lawyer, I believe, and they pull him aside and he talked to the phone. He come back, he's like, all right, brothers, I'm suspended, whoop-de-whoop. So all the brothers from Miami, they bounced. We was stuck with him though. We was like, damn. And again, we don't know what's going on. We like, this is our elder. We still respect him. And this is, at this point, he was just acting erratic and crazy, like he was on some amphetamines or some shit. I honestly, after the whole thing, I was like, this dude might have been on some kind of drugs or something, some uppers, because he was. Well, I'm telling you, you'd have to be there to actually know what we're talking about. But this dude was bouncing off the walls, put it like that, screaming. Like brothers in San Francisco, I can only imagine what they had to endure. This dude, because I heard the same stories from them that we had to witness. Dude screaming, drunk as hell, top of his lungs screaming in public, And so, I'll get Romans 16 as well. When
I got it.
When we got back to the hotel, all right, because we had a hotel, this dude just throws himself on the floor. The elder from Hawaii was mentioning earlier. This dude literally throws himself on the floor, and bawling like a baby, crying like a baby. We're like, oh shit, I guess it's just hitting him. It's set, reality setting in that he just got suspended. Nope, that's not what it was. This dude that was getting tore by them demons. He was literally like bawling like a baby. He would look up and we're in the middle of the hallway in the hotel room or the hotel lobby, and on one of the hallways. And then he's like bawling, looks up at us, stops crying, just looks at us, starts crying again. We're like, oh damn, what's going on? In the middle of the hallway, we're like, hey, come on. We're trying to help him up. You're like, yo, come on, he didn't want to get up, man. It took like 5 minutes to get him up, get inside the room.
That's when he looked up at us when he was on the floor and he was like, I'm King David. Like he was asking.
Yeah, he literally, he was like, I'm King David. We're like, what? The fuck we're looking at each other like, yo, what's going on? And then we go in the room and then he just starts spewing madness. And I was like, I honestly was offended at the things he was saying, talking mad. I don't even want to honestly utter some of the things he said about the apostles, man.
Brothers too.
About
Elders,
brothers.
the elder I called on.
Mm-hmm.
He said things about that elder.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's a lot of things, man, that was, like I said, were said, man, that, hey, man,
and we try to counsel him because, you know, we thinking that he's going through it, you know, shit, you know, we don't know. Again, we don't know what's going on, really. We don't know the full story. So we're trying to counsel him, you know, and we kind of rebuked him respectfully because we're like, hey, don't ever say this again to nobody, what you just said. You know, I don't know what, you know, because he was saying, like, yeah, Apostle Hard, King House of Saul, you know, I'm King David, you know, that's why everybody always, you know, they coming up against me. And it was all that the fame was getting to him, so to say. You know, they had his ass on CNN or Fox News, whatever it was. It was on World Star. You know, he started getting puffed up, man. And then the next thing you know, he thinks he's King David in the middle of the hallway crying and talking things about the apostles, man, the men that he learned under, the man that he because remember, this is what I'm saying. Like he remember there was a time when he started giving double honors to the apostles hard. He wouldn't say double honors to the apostles and elders of great most. He would just say, now he didn't even say nothing, but he would just say double honors to the apostle hard. Because he for some reason he has a hatred for Apostle Aramla, talking about he just want to punch him. He said every time I'm around him, I just want something's telling me to punch him. We're like, bro, that's the demon telling you that.
When I was one situation when I was with him, it was just me sitting, you know, in the car with him. He was like, I don't know. He was like, when Apostle Aramlab came out there to San Francisco, that he said when they were at camp, he said something just kept telling him to punch him in the face. I was like, bro, don't say that.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, don't say that again, man.
Yeah.
I'm like, I mean, what like that? If that doesn't tell you that's a demon on you, bro. I mean,
yeah, he was just going on and on about random shit. Then it was literally trying to convince us to choose his side, because he already knew what was going on. He was acting crazy everywhere he was going, so he already knew it was coming because I believe he already at that point he was demoted, right? So he already knew something was coming. And that's why he went on tour to try to get in certain brothers' heads, but hey, it didn't work, you know. Through the spirit power, how about you shy? But Ariel, you want to add something before we get Romans 16?
Yeah, you know, everything that the brothers are saying, I can attest to, you know, because I was there as well, and you know, I was actually the brother that picked him up from the airport because he flew in from out west, and he flew in down by me. So I picked him up from the airport. I'm very happy to see him. And, you know, from the moment I picked him up at the airport, he was acting very strange. And again, he came out here a couple of times before that. So this is a different spirit, like the brothers saying were on him. That's a whole different spirit. Like he was extremely hyped up. Now I was actually hyped up to see him because he was hyped up. And that same week he was putting up several videos a day. He was like on fire. So I was like, you know, I was really happy to see him when he came out. You know, he was, you know, it was radiant, but then it started to like show that he was actually something wrong. Something was off. Like the brothers say, it's almost like he was on something. All right. You know, get in the car, you know, we're getting ready to leave. He's like, no, you got to turn right. I was like, no, you got to turn left.
You can't turn left. You got to spin in the block doing 3 right turns.
Yeah. He's like, you got me turning right. I'm over here. Cause remember, he's the elder to us, man. I was fairly new in the truth. And you know, he was there since 2007. And so you know, I reverenced him. I used to watch him before even coming into the camp. I reverenced this guy. And then when you finally, you know, really get a chance to meet him one-on-one, and you see that there's something wrong with him. And so
it's funny now, but at the time it was like watching a trail being derailed. It was like a horror film.
It definitely put fear on us, man.
Yep.
You know, to see someone like that just change and seeing him another times and seeing him that one time, it was, you know, that was definitely, you know, fearful, man, that the Lord can just do that, which we understand why, you know, things come out of. One of the main things of why the Lord puts these spirits on these men is because of their pride, man. Like the brother was saying.
Hey, I got something real quick. It's Sirach 25:13. Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, Sirach 25:13. Give me any plague but the plague of the heart, and any wickedness but the wickednesses of a woman. This dude had the plague of the heart, and we seen it live. You know, we literally seen it. Yeah. We watched this man like get worse and worse every hour. It was just getting worse and worse.
Hey, when you talked about what he was, weeping and because the man would just drop. Man, we went out in the stairwell. I mean, that's the first time he started crying. When we went out, we was in a hotel. We went out in the stairwell, and then he just broke down and started sobbing. And then like we looking at each other like, yo, we gotta comfort this man, And then you talking to him. He's like, am I King David? He's like, am I wicked? He had tears coming down his eyes. He was asking, he's like, am I wicked? Am I wicked? I was like, no, brother, you know, like we didn't really know how to handle this situation, but we handled it the best we could, But again, the alcohol, brother said he had a tequila demon on him. Like I never seen someone drink so much goddamn tequila in my life, bro.
So he literally would drink himself to sleep, and then wake up and immediately start drinking, eating raw ginger, hair pieces, chunks of hair falling out his afro, all over the hotel. We're like, yo, this dude, and then we woke up. And then he was gone. You remember? He was just gone. What the fuck? We didn't. Like, yo, this guy is bugging out. When he was gone, he disappeared in the morning, and he was just gone. We were like, yo, this dude's bugging out.
I think it was the next morning too. He woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning and tried to wake me up to go with him, to go outside to start drinking, man. And when I told him that I wasn't getting up, and he saw that I wasn't gonna leave with him, he kind of scoffed, like went like that, and he grabbed a little bottle of Patron and he left. It was brand new. We hadn't even opened it, but he took it with him, and that bottle was drunk. I ended up waking up around 6 o'clock a couple hours later because the people downstairs called. They found his wallet. That they said he was at the bar drinking.
I was there.
I was like, I don't even know where he's at. And then he had been drinking since 4 o'clock in the morning, man. Drank that whole bottle of Patron and stuff.
Hey, that Sunday it was like me and you, my young, we went out, we went for a walk, and we had to reflect on this shit, though. It was like it was so surreal. It was like God, remember? Yeah, so we had to reflect on am I going crazy or is there something wrong with this man? So we came to the conclusion that the man clearly had demons on him.
Yeah, and we'll get
we got some.
We even got the Sunday. We still on Saturday. Shit. But go ahead and get that Romans.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you have precept box?
Yeah, the Romans.
Oh,
I have Romans. Yeah, Romans 16 and 17. It says, "Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them."
Right. And this dude was causing nothing but chaos, confusion, division.
Trying to sow discord.
Bro, he literally had, if the water if I would have been somebody simple, I would have had a deep hatred for the brother Gad, man, the elder out there in San Francisco.
Right.
I would believe that dude. The things he was saying will have me like, well, damn, but it comes out none of that was true. And hey, we're not making this up. But let me get that word there, which we've already gone into it before. What verse was that? 16 and 17, right? Yeah, the word for mark, which is scopeo. All right. Let's go into it. Says G4648, to look at, observe, contemplate, to mark, to fix one's eyes upon, direct one's attention to. So we're trying to direct people's attention to this guy is a cancer and get away from him. The scripture said, what did it say? Read it again, Baba Shah.
Yeah.
You hear me?
This is Romans. Yeah, it's a delay. This is Romans chapter such and such, chapter 16, verse 17. It says, "Now I beseech you, brethren, mark them which cause divisions and offenses contrary to the doctrine which ye have learned, and avoid them."
Oh, avoid them. The word there for avoid is the ekklino in the Greek. It says to turn aside, divert from the right way and course, to turn away, keep aloof from one's society, to shun one. We're telling you to shun, unless he repent, But again, the elders are going into it, and you can teach the same doctrine, but if you're just a bug out, you're just a bug out. You're not a brother, And the things you were, saying, man, that was not things a sincere brother would say. And because you were putting brothers in jeopardy, man. Acting out like a damn lunatic out in public.
we got kicked out of a restaurant because we got sat down. We got sat down, and he went to go use the bathroom.
She disappeared again.
And he was acting a damn fool. The people came back at the restaurant and told us, like, yo, you guys gotta leave. Yeah. Like, your friend is too drunk, and we
ain't even had a drink.
We haven't even had a drink yet.
It was early in the day too.
With the bum, no, they were trying to kick some dude out, and he was like, "Nah, don't kick him out. Oh, yeah, I'll pay for his food. Give him some food." He over here having a moment with the bum, bug out, another bug out. They're just hugging in the middle of the restaurant. Just hugging in the middle of the restaurant, bro. There's some complete random person crying. They crying together, holding each other. We like, yo, what the fuck?
They were dancing.
Is your friend okay? He's like, man, where do we begin, lady? Just get the check, please. Because at this point, my whole countenance changed. You know, my body language showing that I'm not fucking with you right now. Like, I just want to leave your presence. But, you know, we're still trying to be respectful, you know, because we don't know the whole story at this point. So we trying to be respectful, you know. But boy, oh boy, I was all right, brother. It's time to go, you know. And then, you know, again, we still have respect for this man. You know, we see him bugging out, but we're like, damn, all right, you know, we still got to take care of him. You know, he's our elder. So, you know, brothers are still trying to watch out for him because this dude was trying to get killed out there, man.
Well, I know that was a heavy spirit. Heavy spirit on me was, you know, this brother could get into some shit, you know, and it could be a demon on him,
right?
You know, at the moment, you know, but man, it seems like that demon is still on this man.
Mm-hmm.
You know, doing, you know, God knows what he's doing amongst these men that he's coming around now. But it's things. That's what I'm saying, man. It's like it's the same thing going on, and it's at the point to where now the spirit is having us coming out with this information so that you other men out there, man, you can be privy to these things. He likes to use that word a lot, privy. Okay, well, you got to be privy to what he's actually doing, man. You know, because we went through this and we experienced this, man. And like the brother said, man, if it wasn't for Yahweh Shimi Al-Shai, man, and to not have let us be led astray by this man, hey, man, we would have been believing right along behind him, trying to follow behind him. But the Lord has spared us from that, man. All right, real quick, before you brothers get back to that precept, Proverbs 6:19, a false witness that speaketh lies, and him that soweth discord among brethren. And these are things that the Most High hated. Okay, when you read up above in verse 16, it said, these 6 things doth the Lord hate. Yea, the 7th are an abomination unto him. You see, so sowing discord is something that the Lord hates, man. Mm-hmm. Okay, and that's what that was one of the major things that man was trying to do. Sow discord
whole weekend.
Okay.
Hey, another part that happened too. When we were in St. Pete that first day, so we got to go back a day now. When we were in
St. Pete. Oh no, it was Clearwater. I thought it was Clearwater.
No, well, remember we were in St. Pete because remember we went there first and
right contact.
Yeah. We actually went over to Quam's house. Remember, this is when we were kind of trying to set things back up, because we were going through something as a camp at that time. But we first went over to Quam's house. That's when Iba was there, and we did a live stream over there, and everything seemed good. You know, he was kind of acting out a little bit. Everything seemed well. But then after we went back over to your house, he was talking shit about Quam. You called him out of his name. And he was just in his house a couple of hours ago. He called him out of his name, and that's one of the main things I remember. And then that's when he started talking crazy about, Gadawan out in San Fran. And then it goes crazy. So that he was sowing discord amongst our camp. Well, we was going through it as it was, because we was going through something at that time, and he was trying to make things worse. So a guy like that, bro, is like, come on, man. That's not qualities or attributes of a man of the Lord, man. This is the Lord's sheep, and we, especially a man like that who was supposed to be in this thing for a while, and a so-called elder, you have responsibility over these men. And if you lead them astray like that, these are souls that
exactly.
You know what I mean. You got it.
Because real quick, because see, it's not just about what you see on YouTube. All right, it's more. Being a man of the Lord is more than just putting up videos on YouTube. Anybody can put up video. Look, there's millions and millions of people putting up videos on YouTube every day.
Oh yeah.
However, it's like you got to apply this word. And this dude was not walking as Yahushua would. This when I say that it's through the grace of Yahweh, it's a miracle that somehow, some way, we did not get into a physical confrontation with anybody. Because this dude was.
I thought he was trying to physically get into something with me over buying me some shoes. The brother was like, we walked past the Nike store, and again, this is, me and the brothers were in the hotel. They stayed in the hotel because they were fed up, and Steve wanted to go out. So the Spirit was on me. We'll go with him, So, we was out there and we were walking. This is when he was walking past people. He was doing this shit. This is one of the times that he was walking past people and just like get real close to a woman's ear and say, "You bitch."
Yeah.
And then you go up to a dude will be walking by. He'll get lean real close and say, "Faggot."
Yep.
Just randomly saying this to people.
Yep.
And then,
Reckless.
Yep. And then we went past the shoe store and he was like, "Hey, let me buy you some shoes." I said, "Nah, brother, I'm good, I appreciate it. I'm saying to water." And he's like, "Nah, brother, you got on Pumas." He's like, "I can't have my brothers walking around in Pumas." I said, "Come on, brother." He made me throw away those Pumas, man. He made me go put them in the trash can, and he was all in my face. He's like, "Nah, you gonna let me buy you some shoes, huh?" I was like, "All right, brother." I was like, "You can buy me some shoes." And he was adamant, he was adamant on it, man. And he got to that point where he was in my face, and I thought he wanted to fight me. And that spirit, I was just like,
He offended, bro. He did a lot of offense, and we try to. That's the shit. It's not like he can't say he didn't know unless he got some kind of demonic amnesia. Because we sat him down in the hotel room and we talked to this man.
Right.
We tried our best. We dealt with the cards that was handed to us. We just moved and just tried to move the best we could in the spirit. We counseled him. We gave him a rebuke. And then, hey, it went in through one ear and right out the other, because he wanted to go out to the club after that.
Right after
like, what the fuck?
Right after that conversation, it was like, all right, whatever.
Hey,
I want to do something. That's the spirit he was in.
Yeah. Hey, so this is real quick, Matthew 18:6. It says, "But whoso shall offend one of these little ones which believeth in me, it were better for him that a millstone were hanged about his neck, and that he were drowned in the depths of the sea." And my friend, you have offended many, okay? And to this day, you acted like the victim, which is mind-blowing to me. Which we understand why it's happening. Because, another quick precept, matter of fact, I got it right here on the computer. Hebrews 10:31. It is a fearful thing to fall into the hands of the living power. And we saw that man fall right into it. And we feared. We honestly feared Yahweh outside after watching that mental breakdown.
Yeah, we talked about it for a long time. We talked about it through our conference calls. We talked about for weeks and months all through that rest of that year. It was something that here at the Tampa Bay camp, this was something major that we had to go through as a camp, bro. Like it was spiritual. It was trying. And it's something that we'll never forget. And it was fearful. It was absolutely fearful to see that. That was literal demons that we saw.
And even though we respected him and loved him as a brother, we saw that this man ain't right. We got to get away from him, as we read earlier.
Yep.
Avoid them.
Avoid them.
Yep. So, hey, but let me see if I can. Yeah, that was it on that. Anybody you still got that? What you got? Romans? You got Romans?
I dropped it. I grabbed proverb, but my own had the proverb, so I don't really have anything.
Man, but so that hey, all we can tell you is repent, my friend. Hey, we forgive you a lot. It's a lucky if we offended you too. But
we'll talk.
Just know, man, you need to humble down and repent.
At the end of the day, how can you be offended? There was no lie.
Yep.
We're speaking the truth of what took place, man, and what this man did.
And you literally were a man out of control in the middle of the street, walking down the street. We're going to get breakfast. This man screaming. It's strangers. Remember, he started crying.
Yeah, man. It ain't even noon yet.
He was at the table. He's drinking a mojito.
You're drinking a mojito, yeah.
Remember, the brother. Remember, You had offered to buy him the shirt. He at first he didn't
Oh
want
yeah,
it,
he gave it away.
but it was the one that he said he wanted.
Yep.
It was a shirt that he had said. We walked past it. The brother y'all recall said that he liked it, and the brother was like, "Hey, brother, well if you like it, I'll buy it for you." You know, and it wasn't a cheap shirt.
Right.
That was like
Like
an
$100
$100 shirt. And dude was like, "All right, brother, you know, the water, you know, he took the shirt, you know, and everything." And then when it was time to leave, the brother Ash and Ariel had left already. So yep, there you go, right there. That's the shirt. That's the spirit.
That's the shirt.
That's the shirt the brother bought him because the dude y'all called ended up giving me the shirt, throwing it, you know, giving it to me, and he was like, "Hey, you know, do you want the shirt?" And I'm thinking in my mind, I'm like, "Damn, this is the shirt the brother Ariel bought for you." And he's like, "You want the shirt?" He's like, "I don't want it." So I was like, "All right, brother, I'll take it." Because in my mind, I was like, "I'm just gonna give this back to the brother Ariel." And that was the first thing I did, right, brother? That's
the proof. Y'all want receipts? There's the receipts. Hey, real quick, brother, somebody put this comment up. Proverbs 20:1. Wine is a mocker. Strong drink is raging, and whosoever is deceived thereby is not wise. Well, that was a catalyst for him. That was just adding on to it.
That and something else.
Yeah, because he was already bugged the hell out, and the liquor was just making it worse. So I'm telling you, man, them demons, we seen it. We seen the demons change. It was a slew of demons, a legion. Okay, he had a legion of demons where we would just be walking down the street and this man just abruptly just stop and just go, and then he would just act normal like nothing happened, just keep walking, and then another demon would come and starts making smirky comments by bypassers.
Yep.
You're like, yo, chill, man.
Bro,
chill.
It was to the point to where people in the world were concerned about it.
Right.
Yeah.
I was concerned about him.
Yeah.
But then, now he's saying that we're the house of Saul. Right. We've heard this years ago, though. This is exactly what he told us in the hotel room. He told us a long time ago. You know, the dude, he ain't right, man. You know, let me get that. Let me get this. Because again, like the brother said, a lot of people looked up to this man. He went viral and all this. The way he taught, a lot of people were drawn to it. Let me get this real quick. I think it's in Sirach. Salakia. It's in Sirach 37:19. There is one that is wise and teacheth many, and yet is unprofitable to himself. That man is unprofitable to himself. He knows so much, right? Because he knows the scriptures, he knows the breakdowns, but it ain't profiting him. The man he's crazy. Off the camera, the last time we seen him, he was a madman screaming in the streets.
He was definitely a demon, a lunatic type demon on it, man. Because that was when the brothers say that it was a miracle we didn't get into a confrontation with him or with other people. It was man, that was definitely the Lord. You know, that was definitely an angel that the Lord had that kept us away from danger, man. You know, because even driving, this man would just he would insist he had to drive, and this man his rental. It was his rental. This man would throw his hands up in the air, put his hands over his eyes, and just start bawling out crying as he's driving
on the highway.
Hey, you gotta remember that rental, that wasn't his rental. The big car, that was my rental. Because remember, I rented a car.
That's why we ended up meeting up. Remember, because after all that, after we got rid of him, finally, and we all three of us met up, and we live hours away from each other. But we met up after that. We dropped that. We had to talk about what happened. Then we called the elder that had to do the spirit. I already, like I mentioned earlier, I already knew something was up, kind of, but I didn't really know. One of the elders from Chicago called me, told me to keep an eye on him because he's previously bugged out in Miami, which I'll let them brothers speak on that. But he bugged out in Miami before, offended brothers out there. Okay, talking about I'm an Edomite, just left. But anyway, I'll let them brothers tell that. But so the elder calls me, tells me this. So I'm like, okay, so I need to clearly the spirit speaking. That just something's up with this guy. All right. So what we do, we call the elder back up. We tell him what happened, as the scriptures say. Because I could have called him by myself, but no, I wanted the brothers to be there, just like we're doing right now. So you see the three different perspectives of the same event, just like the Gospels, right? Different perspectives, but perceptions or perspectives. Salakia. All right. So then he at first we was like he's bugged out, and he was like, "Come on, he can't say that without no proof." And we got plenty. So we told him what happened, just like we testifying, because that's what this is. This is a testimony.
That's when the other was like, "Whoa, brother." He's like, "I gotta get the apostle."
Yep.
He's like, "This is too much."
Then was the apostle or Ramla, an elder Manasseh was on the phone as well. And 3 others, and us 3. And we told him what happened. And hey, the Lord had them show mercy. He just got removed. We showed him nothing but love. This man was going on a world tour. It still is going crazy for all we know. But we're just telling you what we seen and what we lived through, and using the filtering this through the scriptures. All right. Again, the title of the video: "Beware, nonstop on your block." Yeah, it was nonstop. All right.
That was the
soundtrack of the
championship playlist.
Yep. Same 5 songs over and over again.
Yeah.
The same volume, 43.
Yep.
4 plus 3.
And just to put something else out there, because one thing is that his father, he lives down here in Florida. He lives down here in Southwest Florida, and and his pops is good. I work with his pops, and I take care of his pops. Yeah, I got nothing but love for his pops, man. He ain't got nothing but love for me too. So it's all good. It ain't nothing like that. It ain't nothing like personal like that. But bro, you went off on your conduct, bro, and it's like you forgot that this actually happened. And it's like we had to put up this testimony because you don't want to humble yourself down to say you were wrong. You said the things that we're saying that you said it, bro, and we was all there, and we're telling you, and there's other things you said too. So you can't look, bro. It's like the brother saying, it's all love, man. We had nothing but respect for you, but now what we're hearing you saying that you trying to do violence to the apostle, you're like, you can't say that stuff and think you're just gonna skate off into the sunset, man. The Lord hears all these things. All right, and again, man, we're working this. We're at the end right now. We see that all this agent activity popping up. Hey, man, the curses are out. The Lord is watching. The angels are down here. All right. It's only a matter of time before, again, scoffers and scorners are going to get dealt with through the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, man. We're here to bear witness, man. But that's all I had.
But Lord's will, this is edifying. We're bringing the spirit hopped on the others to mention this guy. Hey, people need to know, man. Don't let this guy around you. He's just trying to draw you down a dark road, man. But we'll end off on this. In Lord's will, this was edifying to Eddie. Because we gotta watch over the flock, man. We gotta, warn the sheep. Go ahead, though.
This is Matthew chapter 7 and verse 15. "Beware of false prophets which come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravening wolves.
Perfect.
Ye shall know them by their fruits. Do men gather grapes of thorns, or figs, or of thistles? Even so, every good tree bringeth forth good fruit, but a corrupt tree bringeth forth evil fruit." And that's what you got to take a look at is what fruit is being produced from these people. Okay, what are the things that they're bringing forth onto the earth, man? And the man's conduct is contrary to what you see on the camera.
Yep.
Okay, the man's true conduct of how he's truly behaving off the camera is wicked. Okay, and it's a demon that's on this man. And if you're aligning yourself with him, you've been warned. Okay, because the brothers that were closest to him, that were nearest to him, the brothers out there in San Francisco, can attest to the worst of this man, and the things that he did to them, and that he himself would speak to us about thoughts that he had towards particular brothers in his own camp that he spoke to and seen on a daily.
Can't trust that guy.
Right. Exactly. You looking for the fruits that he sowed amongst his camp. Look at the stuff that he did, right?
And they even remember Yashar to fall off from the camp, San Francisco. He tried to warn.
As bugged out as he was. Yeah.
And hey, it came out the light that he was truly evil Steve, man, a psychopath. And if you look the word of psychopath, those are the characteristics that we witnessed. Okay, matter of fact, let's get it. Let me just get it. Did you finish that though? Finish what?
Let me read verse 19, Matthew 7:19. Every tree that bringeth forth not good fruit is hewn down and cast into the fire, and that's ultimately what's going to happen unless he repent. Which that's out of our control. But what I'm speaking on is this is what's going to come to pride, man. This is what's going to come to those that don't repent. And if you don't want to be a part of that, then you've got to get yourself away from people that are in danger of being burnt, of being hewn down and cast into the fire, man. You got to beware of those people, which is what it said in verse 15. Beware. Okay?
Yep. Here you go. Psychopath. In the criminal psychology sense, a morally irresponsible person. Definitely. It says considered as mentally deranged. Absolutely. We seen a mentally deranged person throw himself on the floor, grown man crying like a baby, throw himself on the floor in the middle of a hotel hallway. If that's not mentally deranged, you got to get away from people like this. They can put your life in the line, man. You know, we're supposed to be around like-minded men, and that goes, of course, the doctrine, of course, but you have to be living the word, man. You got to walk this, show me thy works, your faith through your works. It's not just doing videos. You got to walk in the after the footsteps of Yahushua. Okay, it says one who obeys his impulses regardless of social codes. That man didn't care about what social setting we were in. Okay, again, imagine if somebody would have put that on World Star Hip Hop. Ain't that the Hebrew Israelite dude that be telling white people they're the devil, and he's wilding out in the middle of the street?
Right. If I'm not mistaken, it was Yahushua who said this. That all this and on these two does the whole law hang. Mm-hmm. The first was what? Love the Most High above anything else, and the second, love thy brother, man. And this man had a hatred towards brothers, in particular the brother Gad.
In particular,
And he was trying to sow that spirit into other men so that men would follow him. And you see people that follow him, and we're telling you there's things that he was doing. Whether he's doing that now, I don't know. Maybe he repented in his heart. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. He's coming out with more stuff, saying the same in that same spirit. Hey man, but at the end of the day, we letting y'all know, because hey man, if you get ain't nobody gonna pity the charmer. He's been in a snake. Nobody's gonna feel sorry for you when you get bitten with that same venom. Okay.
You got anything else, Ariana? You want to speak on?
I guess one last thing too, just to mention, he was trying. I remember he was trying to sow that seed, saying that Gal was going to get kicked out or Gal was going to get demoted, something along those lines. I think he said he was going to get kicked out, but it was ended up being him that was getting suspended. Mm-hmm. So before the suspension came, he was saying that the elder Gal was going to get kicked out of the camp, something along those lines. And then the very next day, that's when the suspension came that he was in the wrong. So again, a lot of things
just lying his ass off.
Yeah,
crazy,
saying shit. And again, we were impressionable. We were young. We didn't believe it though. Yeah, we stood to the spirit, like yo, something was weird and funny style about homie when that whole weekend. So that Saturday when he got the phone call saying like, yo, Jack. And it's like you said, the apostles had mercy on him. He had GMS on his thing for a long time, and we didn't know what this man's suspension, what his man's status was, but he kept GMS on his title until eventually it was removed or his channel got suspended or whatever. So again, like the brother's the same, man. If he approaches you, man, go the opposite way, bro. That's evil. Okay, that's someone trying to come and sift you out this truth. Scriptures tell you don't let nobody take your crown, man. All right. He's going to lead you away from salvation. All right. Yeah. This thing is precious, and we're so close to the end. You can't fall. Well, and that goes for me. It goes for any brothers. We can't fall for the okie doke. We can't fall for this trap at the last minute, and then forfeit your salvation because you feel some type of way now. But yeah, that's it.
Okay. Lord, this is edifying. We want to give all praise and glory unto Yahweh, Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Hashem, Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles, great millstone, and much blessing and salutations to the Akim around the four corners of the earth who are diligently pushing out this truth and its truth and sincerity. With that, we say shalom.
Shalom.